Are you thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, but have no idea what to expect? I've got you covered. I'm talking about the 20 things you must know before moving to Austin, Texas. Stay tuned. What's going on, y'all? This is Juan MdO with Pure Gold Realty here in Austin, Texas. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Austin, go ahead and click that subscribe button, tap the little bell so you're notified every single time I drop a new video. All right, so let's get right into it. 20 things you must know before moving to Austin, Texas. Number one is traffic. It's awful. I'm talking getting from South Austin to North Austin will easily take you about 45 to an hour and a half, depending on weather, if there's any accidents, etc. But it's awful. If you're coming from somewhere where you're used to traffic, cool, you may not see a big difference. But if you're coming from somewhere where you're not used to traffic, hate to break it to you, it's bad. Number two, you will need a car. Unfortunately, our transportation system is not that great. We only have a public bus and a metro rail, which isn't very accessible to everyone. So if you don't want to be stuck on the bus, commuting by bike, etc., you will need a vehicle. Number three, and something that I don't think many people actually think of before coming out here, is how large Texas as a state is. I'm talking from the southernmost part of Texas to the northernmost part of Texas will take you about 13 and a half hours to travel. Now from Austin, if you're driving up to New Mexico, Colorado, from Austin to get out of Texas will easily take you 9 hours, 9.5 hours, I believe. If you're heading towards Louisiana, maybe New Orleans, whatever it is, it'll take you about 4.5 to 5 hours just to get out of Texas. So keep that in mind. But thankfully, we do have all the other major cities in Texas nearby. An hour south is San Antonio, Texas. 2.5 to 3 hours east is Houston, Texas. And about 3.5 to 4 hours north is Dallas, Texas. And this is great if you're just trying to spend a weekend outside of Austin. You've done all of the Austinite things, all of the touristy things, whatever it is you want to get out, sweet. Not a long drive. You can head out to the other major cities I just named. Number five, no pool, no problem. We have rivers, lakes, springs, all throughout Austin and the surrounding area. For example, we have Barton Springs right at the heart of downtown Austin. This is actually a natural spring. Keeps a year-round chilly temperature of about 68 degrees. Doesn't sound that bad, but it's a great way to spend a hot summer day. We also have Jacob's Well, Hamilton Pool, and tons of other rivers, lakes, and springs all around. Number six, Austin is super dog friendly. They will let you take your dog to restaurants, outdoor bars, breweries, beer gardens, whatever it is. Like I said, we love dogs. Number seven, the Texas heat is no joke. If you're not used to Texas summers, that first summer is going to be rough. Most days are actually 90 and above. During the summer, we easily reach 100 plus. You check your phone and it tells you it actually feels like 105, 110. Whatever it is, Texas heat, no joke. Number eight, we don't have any major sports teams. I know. The capital of Texas, no major sports teams. What? We're currently in the works of getting an MLS team, Austin FC. If you are into soccer, we do have a Division II, which competes at the F1 formula in Del Valle, Austin Bold. And then we also have a G League team, the Austin Spurs. Their stadium is up in Cedar Park. And last but not least, we do have a minor league team, the Round Rock Express, and their stadium is in Round Rock. Number nine, Austin is the live music capital of the world. I'm not joking when I say that every day of the week there's live music. Whatever your music taste is, you'll find it here. Apart from that, we also host two of the major music festivals, South by Southwest, and that's a 2-week-long event. Tons of cool events. And ACL. ACL is 2 different weekends, weekend 1, weekend 2. Pretty much the same lineup, but split up into 2 different weekends. and that one takes place in Zilker Park. So it's really cool. You can see all of the downtown skyline, and then obviously have a great time while enjoying some great artists that come out. Number 10, are you a foodie? Check, check, we've got you covered. It's completely foodie approved. There's tons of food trucks, brunch spots, happy hour spots. It's amazing. I mean, you literally will not ever try everything that Austin has to offer in terms of its food scene. All right, we are halfway through the top 20 things you must know when moving to Austin, Texas. Make sure to stay tuned till the end because the last 4 are things that are overlooked or people simply don't know about.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Number 11, true Austinites, born and raised here, which are pretty much unicorns at this point, like to complain about all of the people that are moving here. I always say Austin used to be a hidden gem. It no longer is. Hey, let's all enjoy it. We love this city, and I don't suspect it'll slow down anytime soon. Number 12, Austin is a great place to get in shape. What do I mean by that? There are tons of trails, both for biking, running, all throughout Austin and the surrounding area. You can also stand-up paddleboard, kayak, canoe at all of the rivers, lakes that we do have. And there are a lot of gyms all throughout Austin, whether you're into yoga, Orange Theory Fitness, HIIT workouts, or you simply just like a regular gym with your dumbbells and weights, we've got you covered. Number 13, Austin is super casual. Obviously depends where you work, but I've seen people go into their office in a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. You don't necessarily have to be in business professional clothes all the time, and I absolutely love that. Number 14, barbecue is serious business in the state of Texas. You've probably heard of one of the more popular ones in Austin, Franklin's Barbecue. We have tons of other good options like Valentina's, Smitty's, Black's, Salt Lick, and so many more. Number 15, tech is booming in Austin, Texas. Just to name some of the companies that have already moved here, we've got Samsung, Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, HP, Dell, Oracle, Cisco, Visa. So many companies keep moving to Austin, Texas, and I suspect so many more will continue. Number 16, and I think a lot of people forget, but Austin is actually a college city. So the University of Texas is housed in downtown Austin. It's got about 50,000 students, both undergrad and graduate, on about 40 acres. And like I mentioned earlier, we don't have any major sports teams. So Texas football is huge. Hook 'em. Number 17, and I think a lot of people actually think Austin is cheaper than it actually is. That's not necessarily true anymore. The median home sale price of a home August 2020 of the Austin and surrounding area was $355,000. Now, if we exclude the surrounding area and just look at Austin, it's actually $425,000. So if you're moving here from other big cities, that may be cheaper. If you're moving from somewhere where housing is actually less expensive, then just come here with realistic expectations of what you can find. There are tons of different communities. Like I said, if you want to live in Austin, it's going to be a little more expensive. If you're okay with living on the outskirts or the surrounding areas, then there's tons of different options. Number 18, our homeless situation is actually getting a little worse. So in certain parts of Austin, you will see a lot of tents lined up together, tons of groups where they're pretty much allowed to camp out. I'm not here to judge, give my opinion on the situation, but that's just the reality of certain parts of Austin. Number 19, property taxes make up for the fact that there's no state income tax. The average in Austin, Texas is 2.4%. That's pretty high. Let's do the math on a home that's $355,000. We multiply that by 2.4% and we get $8,520. Like I mentioned earlier, there are tons of different options of where you can live in Austin. But that's definitely something to keep in mind when we start your home search. Last but not least, number 20. Austin is a blue dot in a red state. And it's actually pretty easy to forget that once you're actually living in Austin, but keep that in mind when you are moving down here. Texas is red, has been for a very long time. Alrighty y'all, so those were the top 20 things you must know when moving to Austin, Texas. If you found that information helpful at all, go ahead and click that subscribe button, tap the little bell so you're notified every single time I drop a new video, and leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. If I missed anything, I'll go ahead and reply with more information. If you are thinking about relocating to the Austin area, go ahead and reach out. I'm more than happy to make your transition to Austin a complete breeze. Till next time, y'all, hook 'em.